Hey guys, today we're going to talk about small belt pouches, in particular the belt pouches you can get from gearbest. Now what I want to do here in this video is kind of compare them with some higher end belt pouches on the market, just kind of show you the differences in quality, what to expect, and really kind of point out just how much of a gem these little pouches are. A lot of these pouches at gearbest, I'm going to put some links in the description for you. I don't have the exact model numbers and all that, and they change the names and all that all the time with these kind of things, but most of these can be had for $5 or less. A lot of these, some of these actually, I think this one here, like Black Friday sale, maybe like $1.50, something like that. You know, they have some really killer sales on these, and they're actually very competitive. So let's kind of get into it, and like I said, once again, check the links, and I'll put our description, I'll put links to some of these in the description. Now this one here was, like I said, a Black Friday special. It's a simple kind of 2-pocket belt pouch with molle connections in the back. It's kind of got that really nice cryptic camo pattern. You know, it's got little spots there for like pens or ferro rods, anything like that. Little cell phone thing in the front. Now if you look at this, quality-wise, you can see the stitching's done very well. A lot of it's double stitched. Zippers are good. You can see a couple loose threads there. You know, nothing major. You know, I kind of left these as is. I didn't tinker with them to kind of make them look better or worse than what they are. You can see, you know, there are some loose threads that you'll have to take off, but nothing too crazy. But overall, these are very nice, robust pouches made of good materials, good zippers. You know, everything's pretty cool about it. Like I said, these are like $1.60. I think normally they're like $3 something. Great deal, make great for small kits. Here's another one here, and let's look inside this real quick. You can see this is going to be a fire kit. I got a little fire patch for it. Got a little molle on the front, a little molle on the back, and basically just PVC coated inside. A couple little pouches there. Nothing too crazy. Double zippers, good heavy duty zippers. Little tab there. You know, not bad. This one's a little better, I think. You know, I don't see hardly any loose threads. Everything seems to be done very well on this one. I wouldn't trust the molle to my life, but you know, I'm not like the biggest fan of molle anyway, so I'm a bad person to say that. So, but yeah, I mean, not bad. Once again, this was maybe like $2 or $3. So we got another one here. So we'll place them out 2 at a time. Why not? Let's see. This is another one of the gearbest ones. This is just in a different camo pattern. This one, I believe, if I remember right, came absolutely perfect, if I remember. Yep, this one has like no loose threads at all. Everything's very good on this one. Like perfect. You don't even have to snip a thread. Let's see, what's this one? This is another gearbest pouch. This is kind of a belt style pouch. It says molle, but that's not molle. Little Velcro on the front. Very simple, just open pouch. Little mesh there, PVC coated inside. Once again, this might have been like $4. Not a bad pouch. Quality wise, you know, the zippers on these are okay. They're not terrible, you know. And they do what they're supposed to do. There you can see it's stitched through. Probably not very waterproof. But you can see the stitching on this is done well. No loose threads. Everything seems to be pretty good with this one. Like that. For the price, I think that's really good, actually, to be honest. Throw a couple more in here. Uh-oh, here comes something a little different. You got the Maxpedition rat wallet that I traded one of my viewers for. We have, I believe this is a Condor Pouch. Yep, this is a Condor Pouch that I can't remember where I picked it up. Maybe eBay. But let's look quality-wise at these. You know, the Maxpedition, you know, perfect. I don't see anything with it. Of course, you got a much better zipper. I mean, just look at how beefy that zipper is, guys. That's just, I mean, that thing is, you know, big and beefy, just like your mom. The Condor, you know, a very similar zipper to what you get with the gearbest, except it has much smaller teeth, you know, so the zipper I think is not as good. Much finer of a zipper. And when you look, there are loose threads, you know, the Condor's got some loose threads. You can see there's, you know, when you open it up and really tear it down, you can see you have some really loose elastic. I don't know what you're going to put in there. That is like massively loose. You would have to put something really big in there. You know. Then over here you got some more loose threads. You know, just kind of a little sloppy with the stitching. You can see here where they kind of put that in and put a little bit of wave into it as they stitched it. So, you know, not a bad pouch. I think this is around $10. Maybe you're talking this is more like a $20+ pouch if I remember right. But once again, you know, that Condor is right on par with the gearbest pouch. Move on to the next group. Here's another Condor. That one has my fire kit. Here's another Condor. This is one of those Condor EDC organizers. Hasn't seen a ton of use. Just never able to really make it work in my system. But quality on it, decent, you know. You know, there's, let's bring that in. Yeah, you can see you got loose threads. Things are starting to come out, even under light use. You know, some of these started to come out. You know, it's got the kind of small tooth zipper, and this one here jams terrible too. It's got this little. Make sure I'm in frame here. This gets caught in the zipper all the time. So part of the reason why I don't use it, you know, is because it does. The zipper is very tough and it gets jammed up a lot. This little Condor for my fire kit I really like. This is just a small little fire kit. Good, great quality on this one. Nothing, you know, no loose threads, nothing funky going on there. Really like that one. And last but not least is, I think you've seen this one as well. This is my medic kit. This is more of a trauma kit than anything. This is a probably about a $6 gearbest one. You can see this is actually a pretty large pack. You know, it's got a couple different hookup methods, some Velcro, some molle. The big difference with this one is you can see it has got a zipper very much like the Maxpedition. That is one nice, I mean, listen to it. You know, you got very nice zipper pulls, really nice D-ring. Stitching is really good. When I look at this one, as far as I'm concerned, the quality is just as good as an Maxpedition. Now, it's not going to be waterproof like a Maxpedition. It's not going to be, you know, like a lot of those things that the Maxpeditions are. But when you look at just basic build quality, the quality of the zippers, materials, the stitching, all that, you know, this is done with the same attention to detail as Maxpedition. So, let me put this guy back because he's both pretty fancy looking, if you ask me. So, alright, so there you go. You kind of saw the spectrum of pouches. And the gearbest ones, in my opinion, are just as good as Condor. They're just as good as, I think, who's that other one that does them? There's a couple other brands that pretty much, you know, make these pouches. And believe it or not, guys, a lot of these pouches are pretty much all made in the same factory, and it's just a matter of labeling. I've read in forums in the past that oftentimes Condor just buys these pouches in bulk from whoever, and they basically go through and they put the ones that are good quality, they put their label on it and sell them. The bad ones they ship off and they get sold as no names at like gun shows and stuff like that. Is it true? Who knows? But you will find many of the Condor pouches are available on the Chinese market, you know, as unlabeled bags. So odds are they're probably made in the same factories and all that. I mean, you are getting, I think, a step up with Maxpedition. Well, not always. I think, you know, like if you look at the two of these, build quality, you know, they're pretty darn close. But price, you know, $6 versus $20. Big difference there. So yeah, I mean, for what you're going to use it for, guys, you know, and this med kit has been in the back of my car for, oh, when did I do that video? Months ago? It's been, you know, tossed around in the back of my car for 6 months. It still looks brand new. I took this backpacking because I did go during hunting season this year. So it's been on the trail. It's been in the woods. It still looks great. You know, and I had it actually attached to the outside of my pack, so it was brushing up against trees and all that stuff. And, you know, so when it comes to the pouches, guys, at GearBest, I think they're a very good option for getting small, inexpensive pouches. If you're like me, you run 1,000 different kits. You're also always switching them up, changing them, moving them around, all that stuff. So in the end, you know, having a good option and variety, for example, you know, as you can tell, my little fire pouch is pretty much full. So I'm going to upgrade to this one right here. This is what's going in here. And then this one I'll probably make a little second fire kit, just a little bit smaller, you know, kind of thing. But, you know, you can personalize these with the morale patches and all that. It makes really good options for these. And plus being able to identify if these are rolling around in the back of your car and you have 3, 4 of these in your trunk and you say to your buddy, oh my God, get the trauma kit. I'm going to bleed out because I just stabbed myself in the femoral artery. He's going to be able to find it. So I think these things are kind of cool, important to be able to label your gear, know which ones are which, and also do it without breaking the bank. Because let's be honest, guys, I would rather spend the money on a good, legitimate tourniquet and get a counterfeit bag than vice versa, spend the extra money on a Maxpedition pouch and then end up getting a shitty counterfeit tourniquet. So it's kind of putting the money where it is. You know, if, you know, I was going to be in the middle of a war zone, no, I wouldn't use these bags. I would definitely go with Maxpedition, but we're not in a war zone, guys. It's not the end of the world yet. So these right here are very acceptable for what I do, what I need, and all that. And quite a few of these have lasted pretty long term. In fact, I've thrown a couple pouches out here and there, but usually because of my own, like, getting them really, really dirty or stinky, as opposed to them actually ripping. I mean, these pouches are only going to hold small amounts of gear. It's very difficult to destroy them. So overall, if you can save a few bucks so you can buy better gear to put in them, I say do it.